And the obstacle course for our in-hand section of the preparation of colt starting is being created as we speak. We've got a lot of variety, and they're going to be building a teeter-totter as well, and this in-hand prepares our colts for what's ahead. But truly,
I like the Statue of Liberty with noodles.
Isn't she? And why? Because you're at the top.
Because I'm the tallest person ever.
Cool. I think we're trying to sort this out, and this will be a good thing to go through. But it's another aspect of our course. This is Ranger's first day without his companion Romeo, and so we're splitting them up more often. They're being used to spending the time together in the paddocks, and so we're asking him to focus, concentrate, explore the obstacle course and be comfortable in his own body where his companion remains in the other paddock. It's a nice way to begin to wean them off of one another and still incorporate all of the TLC. So this is Callie with Lauren exploring the parachute, and so it's nice for them to have that voice and the choice, and she's walking over it very, very smoothly. That's the first time we captured that on film, the first time he went under the parachute, and that's where the head drops come in, the allowing the forward motion, giving the trust, the feeling of the leadership. Love it. The pause allowing her to make that move forward, giving them the space to want to perform, creating a space for curiosity, and praising that thought of forward motion. Oh, beautiful. So we're going to let that parachute down, and we're looking for the fluidity within that forward motion, so they can be curious, but at the same time we're looking for the rhythm in the footfall to allow us to know just like that these guys are truly comfortable. The first single line yield that we've done here on Ranger, and it's useful for so many aspects. It helps them with the bridling. You bring the line over, the desensitizing of the line here, teaching him to focus and ultimately to stand. We incorporate the body language in just a moment, where we will put the eyes on, step back at 45, gets him prepared with the line behind him for ground driving, as well as something on his hocks, teaches him to yield, follow line guidance. There's so many advantages to this aspect. And right next to him, also put your eyes up on his eyes, and then he follows the line and he teaches to come back. And here on the side we have the bag, so there's a lot for him to be thinking. Over the years I found it important to walk the horses through the obstacles both ways, so they've had the exposure in the left and the right eye, and then to be able to get them to stand in between them, not sort of walk off but stand. And then once we can get them comfortable with standing, where you're cueing them and they're willing to stop rather than having the resistance, then we also look at the backing, and the backing is important because they back into the blind area, i.e. where I am standing or thereabouts, and you see her ears moving, which is a good thing. So she could focus on the back, she could focus on the forward, but if she's able to back through an obstacle, an area she doesn't feel comfortable in, we know that we're building the true trust and the leadership without the resistance and the fluidity, which truly shows you how good your training is. And so Helen's making amazing progress, and Lloyd's making it look really nice.
Right, what does that mean?
And I love that piece. Simulates swaying in the wind.
I think he's really compensated for the hearing on his smell.
Uses slightly different approach with Romeo, and we're allowing the forward motion here. And often we'll teach it where they stand and begin to utilize like the flag or the spray bottle. There's a paint box where you start at the withers and expand, but in his case it's actually good to allow that motion and keep the spray bottle on, and then when he stands still, to remove the spraying. And you can see there's no adrenaline rush, there's really not a lot of energy either, and there's a slight coaxing by Lorraine to suggest he slow down and stand, and when they're capable of slowing down and standing, you can do that. So this is a good way to introduce it, to say we're not bringing up the flight or the fight or the freeze, we are bringing up a bit of motion there, and with a very casual approach with the energy down, the intention that it's a good space, he can learn that the spray bottle's good. And this spray bottle is full of water, so we've taken out the fly spray so that we're not wasting the money in the product. We've just put water in there so that we can continue with it and get a positive effect. Also sets him up for success in his life. And there you saw beautiful timing from the team, one withdrawing and one praising. Hard to see that the spray bottle is there, and he is standing and accepting it more readily, and he's actually exploring that there as well. So I love it when they get curious and outgoing in their lessons, and they're involved and they're engaged and they're enjoying it. So we're making progress. There's your bottle, you can see it. It's really neat. Halen just smelt it, felt it, was given the time needed, and the headspace there with the longer line, so we have that if we run into an issue, but in the same vein they have about a foot and lengthen the line so that they can explore, look around, have that voice and that choice, and a moment to learn how to negotiate these. Love this piece. Like a bridge, it allows them to pick up the feet and learn to step on things. It prepares them from the trailer. They hear a different sound, they get used to the motion and the up and down motion, so comfortable where their feet are, while Lloyd's just gone through the enclosure preparing them for the wash rack. Again, the trailer, stool and ridden enclosures, be that through the woods or otherwise. It's kind of nice because they're naturally claustrophobic. Creativity and horsemanship is certainly one of the skills, and here we have the noodle, and not only have we been through it, but it is a matter of getting them comfortable with unusual objects and shapes, sizes, colours. They can see in colours, and so being creative to show them this is going to come at any angle, any aspect, any time, low, medium, high, slow, creepy, fast, sharp. It's fantastic to get them ready for the rider should we make mistakes, or also in the case of course, unforeseen circumstances. Okay, so day 2, how do we feel about our horses?
Wonderful. The 3 instructors are doing a marvelous job. I see the change in the horses already, and it's the best lesson they could ever get.